YouTube? Welcome back to Common Sense, Logic, and Reason. And I just want to say thanks to all the viewers, people who are watching. I just want to say I appreciate everyone who's watching. But back to the show. In my video about me, I talked about what I believe, why I believe it, and basically my transformation from being a liberal to a conservative. Well, along that process, there have been many wise people that I've listened to and I've learned a lot from who were responsible for shaping my worldview. And I thought I would start a little series of videos of spotlighting these individuals and just my own little way of honoring them and saying thank you for all the information that I've learned over the years. And I was deciding, well, who will be the first person that I will spotlight? And it was an actual, a very easy decision, that being Sotomayor, because he's responsible. I think he's the most responsible for me making videos now. And if you're not familiar with him, he's been on the internet. He's been a social media guru for about, I would say about 10 years or so. And his message is pretty much is similar to mine about the black community, what's wrong with the black community. The detriment of not having fathers in single parent households and children being raised by women is and much of what he say is really true and backed by facts. And a lot of what he talks about in the shows I've seen. I've had an up close and personal, firsthand experience with ghetto because I've seen it all my life. I have ghetto people in my family. So I've seen much of what he talks about. For instance, just recently, not too long ago, he had a YouTube show about these girls, wherever they were, and I don't know where this took place, but they had this ride the stick competition in which you have 10 at best 12-year-old girls all simulating riding a penis. You got 10, 12-year-old girls who you think wouldn't know much at all of anything about sex, and they're simulating a sex act, which is, absolutely ridiculous. And my daughter, who's about to turn 18, I wouldn't have her doing any of that foolishness, okay? And she's about to be an adult. And these girls are simulating an act that even grown-ass women wouldn't even do. And like I said, I've seen this happen before. You girls shaking and popping on the ground, and you have grown-ass women just cheering on, "Oh, girl, get it, girl, get it." And I'm thinking, seeing this, thinking the only thing they should get is their ass up off the ground with that foolishness, because that's all atrocious. They have little girls doing this, and then you wonder why. We wonder why they having babies at 12, 13, 14-year-old because of that idiotic nonsense. But anyway, much of what he talks about in the black community, I've seen. And I can't remember exactly when I first heard of his name, because I've heard of his name years ago. But I first saw one of his videos about 6 months ago, 5, 6 months ago. I saw one of his videos, and as I was watching it, it just resonated with me. Because the stuff that he was saying was what I've been saying about black people for years. Again, we both seen the same things. And I'm thinking, man, I would, after seeing many of his videos, I was thinking, man, too bad we don't have more black people out here saying this, speaking the truth. And there are black people out here saying that truth, but we can always use more in light of all the race hustlers and all the crime blacks out there. We can use more blacks telling the truth to balance that out. And a thought occurred to me, well, why don't you do it? Okay, you have all the facts, you have all the stats, you have all the evidence, the data. Okay? You've dealt with the idiots before. You're better tested, then why don't you do it? And I couldn't come over the reason why. Again, that's why I'm sitting here making videos now. And the thing about Sotomayor is he doesn't just give you the stats, he doesn't just give you his view, but he also gives you his own personal account of growing up in the hood, in a single parent household, how it affected him, how it affected him growing up around a bunch of women and no men. So he's not just giving you a theory. He's giving you a first-hand account. And again, like I say, much of what he talks about, I've seen my own personal self, how the black family and the black community is not suffering because of no systemic racism and white supremacy. We're suffering because of what we do to ourselves, or the lack thereof of what we do in the black community. Well, he's in the process of making a documentary called Fatherless America, and I would urge everyone, if you're watching this, I would urge everyone to go to his GoFundMe and fund it, because that's a very important documentary. If you would love to see the improvement of black people, you're a white, whoever you are, you would love to see blacks come ahead, and you would love to see information and truth come out. I would suggest you go fund his video, fund that documentary, because it will be groundbreaking, brain changing, to put the facts and the stats out there. Because although there are the race hustlers who probably know this, but there's a lot of people who don't know this information, who don't know the facts. And even though, no matter what you say, there's always going to be the idiots, the jackasses. You can give them stats till the cows come home. Those blacks, brainwashed blacks and race hustlers, they are always going to believe the race narrative, and that's nothing you can tell them. But there are plenty of blacks out there who, if you give them the facts, they'll be like, "Wow, I didn't hear this. I didn't never know this." And we can change a lot of views by getting the facts out there. So again, I urge anyone who listening to go to his GoFundMe and support that documentary, because we need this information out there. But anyway, this is my only tribute to Thomas Sotomayor. And if I could talk to him, I would tell him to keep up the good work, because there's always going to be jackasses. There's always going to be haters. The people who putting his address and information, his mother's address, talking about his daughter. I mean, it's utterly atrocious for grown ass adults. But I would tell you to keep up the fight, and what you're doing. You're basically doing a great cause for the black community. And keep up the fight and keep what you're doing. And I'm with you. But anyway, this is my only tribute to him. And as always, y'all, until next time.